Alright guys, before we get into the video, let's talk about futtrading.co.uk. Every single method you see in my videos can be found over on the website with buying and selling prices for almost every single card on the game. £10 a month gets you access to tier 1 buying prices. That's icons, special cards, silvers and Thursday flips. For £15 a month, you get access to tier 2. That gives you live filters, gold chem styles, UCL cards, and our amazing area of fluctuations where the market is continually monitored for highs and lows. You guys are then notified when to buy low and buy and sell high, basically. A really easy way to make coins. We've recently introduced a tier 3 thanks to you guys asking for us to develop a bot. Basically, we came up with a program and what it does is it pings you every single minute pretty much. I think it's every 3 minutes. You will get pings telling you when cards are low and what to sell those cards for. I'm going to show you an example of that now. I'll be right back. Alright guys, and this is the area of the Discord for tier 3 users. As you can see, it is pinging you guys with the current price of these cards and the live target sell price. You have to cross-reference that with what the sell price has been recently and use some of your own market knowledge, but this runs 24 hours a day to make sure you guys are getting continual deals that you can keep making coins from. The legitimate way, a new ping's just come up right there for new cards that you can go out right now, buy and sell. So check it out, get involved, futtrading.co.uk, but for now, let's get into the video. Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to a new video with me, Fuzzball40. As always, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe down below and make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. Always check out the RTG first thing in the morning, every single morning. Some of the stuff I'm talking about to you today, I'm going to be doing on the RTG to give you guys loads of content. So make sure you check those videos out, they're awesome. And don't forget, check out Real Footy prints for all the best matches in print for you guys to hang on your wall. Links are down below. But this video is a really simplistic video. It's how you're going to make loads of coins this week with no effort at all. I can't stress this, no effort at all. So important thing to note at the moment is that there has been no content really of note on the game since Ligue and Tots has started. Like nothing. So far we've had a Hossam Hour and a Joe Gomez, and that is it. Like even yesterday, the UCL half-time challenge, there's been no daily SBC, there's been no real any sort of content at all. Now that I've been told they're different content teams for Ligue and Tots than they were, for example, for the Bundesliga and the La Liga. If that's the case, then sack this content team because they're crap. But what that's meant is that the market in golds is on the floor, on the absolute floor, except for rare golds, and I'll talk about that in a second. But Fodder is at a massive low right now. There's no real demand for anything right now because there's nothing that people want to do on the game. However, there is an amazing Tots team in packs, which is why I think, and we know, EA have a habit of throwing out random upgrade packs, all those bits and bobs that are going to come tonight probably and into the week, where you guys can make easy coins. So let's start talking about the first thing that I have done on this account. So this is my RTG account. The other account's got like 7 million coins on it in terms of what Fodder when it comes to sell it, probably a bit more than that. On that account, we're going to try and get the Fodder sold once it rises, and then I'm going to try and do a challenge to get a couple of days to try and get myself Moments Online bought. But basically, I've gone out today and I have bought rare after rare after rare. Now, I believe it's a limit of 300. I might be wrong, but I think it's 300 you can buy. Now, I've bought these, so they're cheap for when the upgrades drop, I can do the upgrades on this account. That's what I've done. So initially, that is all for the upgrades. However, right now, you can pick them up for about 1.1 if you're willing to be patient. 1.1. Last week with the Serie A upgrade packs, these cards got as high, so they're 1.2, they're 1.1. So the 1.1s have been sat there for 30 seconds, so you can pick them up relatively easy, probably about 1k. They got as high during Serie A Tots last week as 1.7k, okay? So if you're planning on doing the upgrades, buying them now is your play. I'd say arguably the last set of sort of promo packs today, you'll probably be able to get them just under 1,000. But promo upgrade packs for the Ligue should drop tonight. They've dropped on, I believe, on Sunday every week. I believe that's right. And if there's 81 plus player picks in there, 80 plus player picks, whatever it is, people will want to do them. You have Neymar, Mbappe, Yedda, Bamba, all of those guys in packs that people are loving right now. Neymar alone is like 9 million coins, 8 million coins. It's ridiculous how high that card is. And so everyone's going to want to do them. So you have two choices. Buy them, sell them on for profit, which is what most people are going to do. Or buy them now cheap to use them for the upgrades. And you'll see a profit from that because you'll probably get fodder. As fodder spikes, you'll see your value back in the long term. The other thing you can think about doing here is, let's say you go and buy 300 like I have. You could go and use, I don't know, half of those on the upgrades themselves, okay? And then the other half, you go and sell when rares are at their highest, 1.5 to 1.7k, probably in and around that. If you go and do that, you're going to make like guaranteed profit from these upgrades you're making, because then you can account for what you get from those SBCs. So let's say, for example, you're picking up 84, 85 rated fodder. If it's only cost you, I don't know, if you've got one of them for 1.1k, you sell one for 1.7k. For every two you sell of them, you've basically done a pick for free. So it's realistically that easy. So it's your choice. You can either use them for the upgrades, or you can sort of sell them off for profit, or do half and half. But it's simplistic right now. Only a bit of advice I'd give you: set your filter here to basic. Basic cards, the keepers rise as much as anything, but you can generally tend to get more from the cards that are outfield, because they're good for chemistry and things like that. So I'd be advising that. However, what I think you should be most interested in right now is fodder. It is literally on the floor. It is the lowest it's been since basically the beginning of May. So the low point we've seen in fodder was 6.7 on the 15th of May, which is 15 days ago now. And since then, it just steadily rose and rose and rose. Before the Friday, a massive drop. And this was last week when I bought in, up to 10k. This is Raul Jimenez, and now he's down as low as 6.3k. The reason for that is there is no demand on the game currently for fodder. There isn't any demand. But this, like I've said before, is not in EA's interest. Like I said last week, it wasn't in EA's interest. They want you to open up promo packs. And if you think, well, what's the point? Because cards cost nothing at the moment. You're not going to open those packs up. So for EA, they're going to want to bring the price of these cards up. And so we will see 84 plus picks. We will see 83 times 5 packs. Things like that will come this week, almost certainly. Because they're not going to want to keep fodder this cheap. It's not in their interest to do so. So last week, for example, I bought in around 7k, not 7.4. Again, you can get them cheaper. You'll be able to pick this card up for 6k today, without a doubt. 7k, I sold at 10k, so I made 3,000 coins profit per 84 that I bought. So that's not bad at all. Very good profit. Very, very good profit. If this card gets even lower tonight, if the content tonight's terrible and it gets even lower, you'll be able to double your coins on this at some point in this promo. And so if you're the sort of person that doesn't want to be unassigned, you could just go and buy 50 Raul Jimenez's or 50 Tagliaficos. Go and buy 50 of them and spend like 250, 300k, something in that region, and wait, leave them in your transfer pile for X amount of time. You'll get 500, 600k back out of them for certain. As Pilaqueta right now, let's have a little look at him. He might be up a little. I saw him rising last night because I think people think he's getting a special card from the Champions League, so people start buying him, but no, he's back. He's at 7k basically. And again, last week, reached a high of 9.7, down at 7k now. It's a no-brainer in my opinion. Koke, I think, is down quite a bit at the moment. And really, it's any of these cards. When we talk about fodder, it's any unusable card that can be put into an SBC. So if you look at Koke last week, he went down to 12, climbed to 13. He's just dipped off steadily since then. And again, his lowest point on this game was 6.9 in and around that early May. Then he dipped to 11, and then look at that, up to 18. EA are not going to want him to continue doing this downward spiral. It does not encourage people to open packs up. It's important that you realise that. They want you to spend your money on this game. And if you're thinking, well, if I've got to get a Tots to get any sort of value back for the money I'm putting into this game, you ain't going to do it. There's no chance whatsoever you are going to go and spend that sort of money on this game. It's just a fact. The thing that you need to think about with this is linkability when it comes to fodder. Always think about linkability. I prefer the major leagues, I'm not going to lie to you. And to cover yourself off, I go with things like centre mids, strikers and centre backs because they're needed in every formation. However, fullbacks when they're needed in high chemistry teams do the best. When they're needed in high chemistry teams, fullbacks absolutely spike like crazy. And so if you want to take a risk, it's not a massive risk, but if you want to take a risk and sort of put your coins elsewhere, someone like a Tagliafico, for example, he was as low as 5.3. But he spiked to not far off the same price when he doubled in price at that point. Last week, 7. He got high at 8.2. I was selling him at 9k. He's dipped off since then. They're the sort of cards that can do quite well. But again, if my option here is Tagliafico 84 at 6.2 or Jimenez striker Premier League at 6.3, I'm going for the Jimenez, not the Tagliafico, because that one's certain to rise without a doubt. Outside of that, weekend league sell-off starts today. I would be keeping an eye on icons. They have done the best out of everything pretty much recently. Reason for that is they are the most consistent card on this game. They need to link. People have got loads of different Tots cards and they need to link them up. Icons are what coming clutch at the moment. So I'd definitely be looking at icons with a sort of a strong eye on them tonight specifically, because everyone that bought an icon for Weekend League throughout the Discord, all I'm seeing is people go, I need an icon to link this player to get this player. Who's a good option? And they'll get sold off. And again, when you're wondering about icons and thinking, oh, what do they sell for? Your market sales history is your best friend. I've said it before. Zola, for example, 127, 122, 123, 108. You get a rough idea of what it sells for. People have actually bought that card for 179. What are you doing? What are you doing? A sell point in this card, in my opinion, between 115 and 125. That's pretty obvious from this. You'll be able to pick them up cheaper on bids. But look for bids on icons. They do very, very well. It's pretty simplistic. And then throughout this week, watch the Tots cards from Ligue and come down in price. All those sort of cards will dip. Tonight is also probably the last opportunity to buy into the Eredivisie and CSL because they go out of pack soon. I'd be looking at the Eredivisie and CSL because there's a couple of cards in there that I think could do quite well. Alessandrini probably dips quite heavily this week, bounces back. Marlon potentially could do quite well as well. Cooper Miner's way too cheap for that card in my opinion. And again, once Tots are out of packs, they always rise. It's happened to every single Tots team. I think bar the championship, they've all bounced. They're your plays for tonight. It's simplistic, easy ways to make coins. No thought required whatsoever. Just check the graph and go and buy. But that's the end of the video. If you are new around here, as always, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure your notifications are turned on so you never miss an upload. But for now, I am out. Peace out. I'll speak to you soon.